Today, we're going to peel back the layers, go way beyond the yoga mat, and uncover the true heart of a practice that's thousands of years old, but feels more necessary right now than ever. Let's dive in.
When I say yoga, what image pops into your head? I'm guessing it's something like this. These incredible, graceful poses, amazing flexibility, a fantastic workout. It's this picture of physical perfection. And look, that's definitely part of it, but it's really just the cover of a much, much deeper book.
So that leads us to the real question, doesn't it? We all know what it looks like, but what is it all for? What's the actual end game of this ancient practice, beyond just getting a strong and flexible body?
So let's step off the mat for a minute. Right here, we're going to explore the philosophical core of yoga, what the original texts say its ultimate purpose really is.
Well, one of the most classic definitions comes to us from the sage Patanjali. He wrote, Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodhah. And what that translates to is, yoga is the calming of the fluctuations of the mind. So right there, you see the primary goal isn't physical at all. It's about achieving a state of mental stillness.
And this is where things get really, really interesting. Yoga isn't just presented as a wellness routine. It's actually framed as a direct solution to the fundamental struggles of just being a person.
Yogic philosophy suggests that our suffering comes from three main sources. There's ignorance, which means not seeing reality for what it is. There's restlessness, that constant chatter inside our own heads. And then there's impurity, the negative thought patterns and habits that cloud our judgment. Now, these big abstract problems, they don't just stay abstract. They actually show up in our day-to-day lives as 5 very specific roadblocks, known as the kleshas. These are seen as the root causes of our stress and our suffering.
The first one, and really the root of all the others, is avidya, or ignorance. Now, this doesn't mean a lack of intelligence. It means a fundamental misunderstanding of reality. Think about it. It's when we misread a situation entirely, or get trapped in the stories we tell ourselves about what's going on.
And right out of that ignorance grows asmita, which you can think of as I amness. This is when we get way too attached to our ego. It's mistaking our job, our followers, our possessions for who we really are. And that, of course, creates this constant, low-grade anxiety about protecting that identity.
The next 2 obstacles are really just 2 sides of the very same coin. Raga is attachment, our tendency to cling to things we like. And dvesha is aversion, our habit of pushing away things we don't. It's that constant push and pull. We desperately want praise, and we run from criticism. That's raga and dvesha at work. Okay, so if those are the problems, what's the fix? Well, yoga doesn't just offer one path. It actually gives us multiple ways to tackle these obstacles. Let's take a quick look at the 4 main paths that are designed to lead us toward freedom.
The definition of yoga itself has evolved over thousands of years. It's been called restraint of the senses, skill in action, and even the union of all dualities. But you see that common thread, right? The goal is always about mastering our inner world so we can see the outer world more clearly.
The 4 major paths are kind of like different trails up the same mountain. For the active person, there's karma yoga, the path of selfless action. For the heart-centered person, bhakti yoga, the path of devotion. For the intellectual, jnana yoga, the path of knowledge. And then there's raja yoga, the royal path of meditation.
So for the rest of our time here, we're going to zoom in on that last one, Raja Yoga. And the reason is, it gives us this incredibly practical, step-by-step roadmap for putting all this philosophy into practice, often called the 8-limbed path.
The Eightfold Path is a whole system for life. It's not just a checklist. It starts with how we interact with the world, moves into how we care for ourselves, then into the body and breath, and finally, it guides us into the deepest states of meditation. It's a journey from the outside in.
Now, this is so important, and it's something a lot of people miss. The path doesn't start with handstands. It starts with ethics. The yamas and niyamas, things like nonviolence, truthfulness, contentment, they're the foundation for everything else. Without them, the practice just won't hold up.
Only after you've built that ethical foundation do you arrive at asana, the physical poses. And look closely at this definition. A stable and comfortable posture which helps attain mental equilibrium. The goal of the poses was never about the perfect look. It was about preparing the body to sit comfortably in meditation, without being a distraction. From that point of physical stillness, the journey turns completely inward. We move from the posture to controlling the breath, then to withdrawing our senses from the outside world.
The final 3 steps are all internal, focusing our concentration, dropping into meditation, and finally experiencing a sense of union with everything. It's a journey from your body to the cosmos.
Okay, I get it. After all that deep philosophy, you might be thinking, where do I even start? Well, it all leads to a conclusion that's actually surprisingly simple. The real secret isn't in mastering the complexity, but in applying the simple truths.
You see, the goal isn't to achieve some distant, perfect, enlightened state. It's about applying simple principles right here, right now. Simplification is the key. Truly understanding yourself is the key. Accepting what is, that is the key. Balance, application, realization, and yes, happiness, these are the real goals of the practice.
And when we start to use these keys, we realize that yoga isn't just something we do for an hour on a mat. It becomes a way of being. It's how we navigate the chaos of modern life with a bit more clarity, a bit more purpose, and a whole lot more peace. It's about finding that stillness inside, even when the world outside is screaming.
And maybe the whole essence of it can be found right here, in how we connect with each other. Speak in such a way that others love to listen to you. Listen in such a way that others love to speak to you. That is yoga in action, the union of understanding, compassion, and presence, not just within ourselves, but with every single person around us.